That was an exclusive from J Beatz and Jams, Man with the Plan. Watch out for that one.
Quick summer banger for them, exclusive.
Exclusive. I've got the man himself right in front of me now.
What's going on, El? You good?
I'm good. How are you? How's the past year been for you?
It's been alright, It's been alright. Just cracking on with mode, productions, trying to stay sane and healthy. But yeah, it's been good. Just active, just trying to stay busy. Yeah.
What have you been doing to keep active?
Yeah, literally just like making beats or trying to make beats every day. Obviously getting this station back up on its feet, because those that don't know, we spent 10 months off air. So literally like last summer, maybe this time last year, we was actually building the studio. This lovely studio that we are sitting inside right now. We had to build this with our bare hands. So that was keeping me, all of us busy, to be honest. And yeah, obviously getting everything, sorted, in assistance and all the nitty gritty station stuff. That took a lot of my time. But yeah, that's what's keeping me active. That and just productions, label stuff. Yeah, literally every day, always just trying to do something productive to be progressive, Yeah.
You are the first producer I've interviewed.
Oh, that feels so nice.
So what is it, I think, that producers hold the power in the scene? What do you think about that? What's it like being a producer in the grime scene?
Oh boy, that's a tricky one. Because as a producer, I feel, a lot of times I feel under appreciated, undercredited, underpaid, I feel a bit down under, like I'm living in Australia. But but like you do have a point. We do hold the power to a certain extent. But this is the thing though, with the producers, not a lot of us are even seen as like figures like that, unless you're maybe Rude Kid Sparrow or Silence or something. Like, but I just feel like we don't even, the people don't even really know what we look like certain times, and it's just more about the MCs. But we do hold the power because we are literally the sound. Because without the producers, you lot are just a cappellas, spoken word artists. Like,
that's deep.
Let me ask you something. Can you listen to a cappella album?
Could I or would I?
Yeah, both. Would you?
I would do, but I'm probably more likely to listen to an instrumental album.
There you go. But yeah. Do you know what though? With the producer thing, I still feel like we've got a long way to go in terms of getting the respect that we deserve. But even the crediting, because sometimes you'll look at a video, you'll see the description, the cameraman, the gaffer, and all of these things, but you don't know the producer. No producer credit, which is a bit mad. But we're getting better, because even with Spotify now, you can look at show credits and you can see who produced it. But even then, man, don't do the metadata to put the producer down. So labels and MCs, you better fix up.
You hear that?
Yeah, mate.
Do you know what? I make sure that I try and credit producers where I can, and especially writing about grime for that reason, because I do feel they're undercredited. I do feel it's got better though in the last maybe couple of years, and we're kind of, as a writer, we're kind of make sure that everyone knows who the producer is. So
yeah, I appreciate that. You're one of the few, man. Like, do you know what's annoying? I've found that some people's even done write-ups about my tune, and then they'll talk about everyone else and except me. I'm like, I'm the reason these MCs are even on this tune together.
And your tag is on the tune.
Yeah, but yeah, like I've had literally J Beatz featuring blah blah blah, and then they've just got rid of that and just mentioned the biggest MCs on the tune. But we move. You get me? My tag's on the tune. You can't escape me. But there's always one or two pagans.
Is that the reason why you've got your tag on your music?
Yes, that is because an MC. I know an MC now. I'm not going to actually say his name. Actually, no, I will. Blacks. I was
Okay.
on Blacks' Sick Individual 2 mixtape, and I sent him the beat on MSN. That's how long ago this
Ooh,
tune
MSN
was.
days.
Yeah, it's like 2008. And I bought the tape, or the CD, sorry, from HMV, and I looked at the inlay, and there was no credits for the producers, just shout outs. But no, it's all good though. Big up Blacks, because obviously I was just a young producer just trying to be heard, and that helped in those early days. But from that, I just realized like, raw. So I'm on a CD in HMV. I've kind of got nothing to show for it. So I thought, alright, cool. It's a tag thing. So that's why I got the J Beatz tag. Big up Skepta. Yeah.
Love it. I love it. I was actually going to ask you if you think producers get enough credit, so that's kind of answered my question. But we're working on it, and I hope it's like a work in progress.
Yeah, but you know what though? Up and coming producers, or just producers out there, I would suggest having a tag. I know there's producers who don't have a tag because they feel like their sound or their style, you can hear it and identify who it is. But as a consumer, I just feel like it's easier to identify the producer,
100%.
because even when I listen to other genres like rap or drill, when I hear a tag 1 or 2 times, I'm able to identify, oh, that's the producer.
Mm-hmm.
You might hear a little I love Chris Rich or Jay Young's on the beat. I'm like, okay, so that's Jay Young's who made the beat.
Yeah.
So I know that's the credit without even having to check the credits. So I would suggest it because it goes a long way, and it's a part of the branding. Like, it becomes kind of synonymous with you. So like, if you're out and about somewhere, someone will just yell your tag at you because they are like, I'm sure everyone gets it. Like,
Imagine what Teddy gets walking silence or gets walking down the road.
Teddy! Or when they're just saying to Sparrow, sounds of the sir, sounds of the, like, yeah. Because I get it. I've literally had people yell, J Beatz! To the point where I get sick of it. But no, I love it though. But yeah, it becomes like a part of your brand. Yeah, so I would suggest a tag.
I want to talk about your drill versus grime series.
Oh yes,
I've been loving it.
thank you.
I've been loving it. How did that come about, and what is the kind of notion behind that?
So basically, do you know, it come from the Tion Wayne and Rush tune Body. I was listening to it and just vibes with it. I was thinking, rah man, these flows, these are grime flows, man. This will sound sick on a grime beat. And yeah, I found a way to do a little DIY acapella thing, and yeah, I just started with that, and that got a good reception.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna do this every week as a challenge, even for me to keep it going.
Yep.
And get my engagement and followers up on the socials, which it has done. And yeah, just a bit of social media content, and it's been going good. Yeah, I've got one coming out tomorrow. Well, it'll be out by the time you lot see it. It's a Backroad G remix, but yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna keep it going until I've got a new release. Yeah man, just trying to show the people that drill and grime is not a million miles
Away from each
apart
other.
that
No.
people may think. But obviously, you know, you got maybe 15-year-olds or whatever, 16-year-old listen to drill that may be a bit too young to even be connected to grime. Like, some of them, they think of grime as just what Stormzy and Skepta and...
But what drill is to them is what grime was to us.
Yeah.
When we were younger.
Exactly. And even it's just like some of the drill tunes that is out now, it's like if you put this a cappella on a grime beat, man won't even say it's drill. Man will say it's a grime thing. But that's what I've been doing. Like, I'm purposely picking the ones with the skippier flows and that not the conventional drills ones, and just merging it, the two worlds, and just having fun really.
You say that it's had a good reception. I've seen them. You post them up on Instagram every time you do one.
Yeah. It's always on my Insta and on my Twitter. Some of them go on my YouTube, some don't, because copyright. Copyright is a bastard, but yeah,
it's
man.
Possible you could put like an album of them together. I know you've got a collection, haven't you?
Well, yeah. I put Volume 1 out on Bandcamp.
Yeah.
It would just be a Bandcamp exclusive, to be honest. Don't ask me for Spotify. It's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
I could barely even put them on YouTube, mate. But yeah. Volume 2 will be dropping maybe next Bandcamp day. Who knows? But it'll come.
We'll watch out for that
I'll let
one.
you guys know. Yeah.
What's your music making process like? Do you sit down and think I'm gonna make a tune, or does it come to you and you just hop on the computer and start? What happens?
A bit of both.
How does the magic happen?
A bit of both. Sometimes I'm like, alright, cool. I feel inspired. I got an idea. I know what I want to do. I'm going to go and do that. I might even have a sample. But do you know what? A lot of times it's just trial and error. I'll just open up a plugin and press on the keys, go through sounds. It might be new sounds or new plugins, and I'll just mess around and I'm like, oh, I could build on that and then just build on it. Yeah, it varies. It can't really explain. It just kind of happens. It's a tricky one.
What comes first, melody or the beat?
Mainly melody.
Okay.
Mainly melody. But I have done it, drums first. Or I might even start with a bass line and then do the drums around the pattern of the bass line and then build melodies. But I'd say nowadays, mainly melody. Yeah.
Do you start like singing bits to yourself and then you just sit down and then you're like, I've got that in my head, I need to get it out?
Do you know what? I used to do that a lot back in the day. Like, I used to look mad if you catch me. Like, I'll try to go somewhere isolated, maybe like a toilet. So I might just hum in like a voice note, do 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 do, and then like go home and then try to recreate that. But I've done it in public, yeah, and man, they look at me like I'm mad. But yeah, I ain't done that in a while, to be honest. But it can happen like that.
Yeah.
I've definitely done it before.
Trying to imagine you in a corner somewhere singing to your phone and people's like, what's he doing? Just come back into the conversation cash. Like.
Yeah, it's mad. I've had times where I've done that melody, and then when I get home, I'm like, wow, what was that on? I don't even know how to convert this into actual music, and then it just gets rubbed. But yeah, it can go either way. It's random.
Do you think your music making process helps you mentally in any way? Or is
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Because making tunes, if I didn't have tunes, I feel like I'd be lost. Like, yeah, music has kept me going. Even like last year during, the pandemic, like first lockdown or all the lockdowns, but mainly the first lockdown, I was proper shook. I was proper shook at the time. I was thinking, rah, there's a madness going on outside. I don't know what's going on. Let me just make tunes. And that helped a lot because every day was the same. Like, there was not much to look forward to.
No, not
other
so.
than maybe a Spyro show on a Friday or some YouTube uploads or whatever. So okay, a new beat will be the difference in what I did today in comparison to the day before. So yeah, 100%. Even like when I don't make tunes for a while, I just get annoyed. When I actually physically can't make a tune, whether it be the laptop's in repair, that actually happened for a couple of weeks. I was depressed.
Wow.
Yeah, it's long. It felt like a part of me is missing. So yeah, it definitely helps.
What did you do during that time that you didn't have your laptop then in order to like express yourself creatively?
There was no expression. There was nothing.
Just pent up anger.
Yeah, because we didn't even have mode backup, so there was no DJing, there was no producing, so there was no music. I was literally just Netflix, YouTube, maybe a little exercise or cooking. That's house stuff. That's it. There was no expression. So I'm like, this is where it's like to be just a waste man, just doing nothing. Let me not say that, but I had nothing to do.
Yeah.
I was just a consumer, and not to throw shots at consumers, but for me, I am a creative, and when I can't create, I get irate. Yeah, man.
Boss.
We saying, this is the second time you said this now.
Yeah,
shall I jump
you
on the
coming
pad?
with them today, like.
Yeah, if I can't build a tune, it's long.
Is music the only way you express yourself creatively?
Yeah, pretty much. But you know what's mad? Like, I make tunes, but like, my tunes is not exactly a reflection of my mood, because I've got some dark side tunes. Like, I've had people say to me like, "Rah, like before I met you, I thought you'd be some angry guy. Like your tunes are dark," but it's not even that. It's just sometimes it's just I'll just do a pattern in the bass and it just happens to be like that. But yeah, it's a weird one. I just make music based off what I think would be a good idea.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm sad, so I'm gonna make this proper like somber tune or whatever. Like, if I'm sad or angry, I probably don't even make tunes. You know, like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a weird one. Some people they can put their emotion into a beat. I can't. I guess I can. I can make a tune when I'm happy, but like I don't know. Like it's weird. Like I've made greasy tunes and I'm grinning bare teeth. I'm so happy. I'm so awesome. Deeper, sadder ones that are a bit more thought provoking. But I'm there grinning bare teeth. It's weird. It's weird. Yeah, I don't even know.
So you're not the average producer per se?
No. I don't know. I'm odd. I don't even know. Like,
it's cool to be odd.
Yeah. Come on, man. Odd gang.
Odd gang. You said that, so you just talked about how your process relates to your mental health.
Mm-hmm.
As a man, do you feel it's quite difficult for you to talk about your mental health?
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah.
Because I could have stuff going on, but sometimes as men we feel harder to open up. It depends on who you're talking to as well. Like sometimes, like my immediate friendship group, I might link up with them and might have bare stuff going on, but when we link up, we're talking about foolishness. But yeah, it can be hard. I think sometimes you need to just have that friend that you can have those deeper conversations with.
Yeah.
Because we all have stuff going on in our lives and we need to lay it out to someone. We can't just hold it in, because then that emotion could come out at times where you're just frustrated and you just have this explosive moment because you just got this emotion just building up inside. So yeah, it's good to talk. Good to talk, even if it's just, I don't know, your girlfriend or your mum. Or yeah, good to talk, man.
Just gonna pick up on that. You just mentioned women. So you can talk to your girlfriend or your mum, but how do men relate to each other in a kind of mental health capacity? How can you sit down with another man or your best friend or whatever, or your friend, and say, listen, I'm struggling with this? Is that difficult to do?
I think it depends on the level of friendship that you have with that person. And sometimes you just have to be real with yourself. Sometimes you have these conversations, you know, just general, like, what are you saying? You're good, yeah? And I'm like, yeah, man, man's good. When these times behind closed doors, you're punching walls and you're irate. Sometimes it's good to say, you know what, fam, I'm not good, you know. It's a bit mad right now. Just free up the things, man. Like, as men, we just have this pride where we can't open up to other men as well. When it's like, these times, that person that you're talking to might be going through it as well. And because everyone's just so blasé, like, yeah, man, I'm just good, man, there, man, you know me, come on, yeah. It was just hiding it, and it's just fake, man. Like, I get it. I do get it, like, people feel it's hard to open up to their male friends, but it's good, though, because sometimes it's like man problems that you can't even always talk to other people about. So yeah, man, have a talk to your bestie.
Do you have a bestie that you talk to?
Yeah. Go on,
so you're one to say, you know, some people say, well, how are you? You good? And they don't really mean it. Are you one of them people that when they ask the question, they actually mean it and they want to hear the response, like an honest response?
Yeah. Honestly, man. I mean, obviously, it depends on who you're talking to as well. Like, that's something you would say in conversation in passing. Like, oh, well, what I'm saying, you good? Yeah, man. There. Sometimes some things are so personal that might even involve other people that person may even know, that you can't necessarily just say, no, I'm not good. My virgin's rubbed out, or I'm not feeling well because of this and that or whatever. But it's about finding the right time and the right person to speak to. Because sometimes you speak to certain people and it just feels like, why did I just say that to you? You didn't help me at all. That was dead. You know what I mean? It's all about having the right person to speak to and having the confidence to open up and be transparent. Yeah, man.
What kind of friend are you if one of your peers or your friends come to you and say, "Listen, fam, I'm not all right. I've got this going on in my head, blah blah blah, whatever." How would you respond to that?
Obviously, it depends on the situation, but I just try to be. I'm a listener. I'm a good listener. Like I'm not just gonna keep chatting and chatting. I'll let you get off what you're trying to say and give appropriate advice to whatever the situation is. But I just try to be helpful. It's like I can have deep conversations. Sometimes I'm a bit of a troll, so sometimes I just bust joke and don't really say anything with real significant value. But sometimes that's a part of the venting, like just because sometimes with the situations that people go through, like you're just stuck in that emotion of that sadness or that anger. Whereas sometimes you might need to bust a laugh just to get out of that depressive zone. So, yeah, man, comedy is good for the soul.
Yeah, it's like a release, I guess. If you're stuck in a situation and that's all you can think about, if your friend next to you, Jay, is going to start busting jokes and take your mind off that for a little while, then...
Yeah, obviously, like, if I know a friend who just had, I don't know, their child, he just got murdered or something, I'm not going to just be like...
Yeah, he doesn't make jokes about that stuff.
Yeah. If it's too dark of a situation, I'm not going to be just trying to be this comedian guy. But, yeah, like, sometimes you need a bit of light to dampen the darkness. Yeah.
How do you think men could look after their mental health better?
Transparency. And do you know what it is as well? I feel like men, sometimes we don't deal with our issues head on. We just, just keep it moving. But like I said earlier, like you have that pent up aggression, and then when something gets them vexed, then they just have this explosive moment where it's like, just talk up the things, man. Don't like try to ignore the elephant in the room. Like, man, I've seen this happen so many times that man are trying to ignore the madness that they're going through and they don't deal with it. Sometimes you need to maybe even take time out of whatever you're doing to deal with your issues. That's what I feel like. Enough man just try to keep it moving. Yeah, man, obviously, that whatever. We move. It's like, no, you're not moving correct, because you need to deal with what is going on. And then by not dealing with that big issue can create other big issues, because you've got that big issue. You're not even talking or treating other people right because you're stuck in that emotion and you're vexed, and now you deal with that negative energy and carry it around, which is poisonous. It's not good. Just deal with it. It's hard. It can be hard, but ignoring it like it's not there, that's not going to help either, because it's going to come out. What's in dark is going to come to light, and chase the light, because that's what's going to help you come out of the darkness,
What kind of, or has there been a significant part in your life where you've suffered or with your mental health, or things have been really difficult for you?
Yes and no. To be honest, my darker moments have probably been when I've been, unemployed, or not being able to make music, or maybe a loss in the family. But do you know what honestly helps me with mental health? Trying to stay spiritual, reading the Bible, and do you know what it is as well? Like, I know that with life comes situations and you need to be able to deal with it and maybe even just knowing that there is a positive in the negative, which is hard. Like, you know, especially let's say like someone's lost someone in their family or friends or whatever, you just think, oh my gosh, you're in that dark zone. But I try to find a positive in the negative, because everything happens for a reason. God didn't make that happen for no reason. And it's about trying to take that dark moment and trying to find the positive, and then from there you might find like a deeper realization about yourself or life, or just have a perspective that helps with coping with things. So yeah, trying to find the positive in the negative is honestly was what's kept me sane, because some things it's like, oh my gosh, that's so mad, why did that happen? But you have to be able to take something from that situation and then learn and grow, because it's all about learning and growing. But if you just, you know, you get these negative situations thrown at you and you just get sad and depressed, which is cool, which is natural, like, but you don't want to stay there. Like, those emotions should be temporary. Like, don't try to come out of that with something from that to learn and grow, you know.
Yeah, I like that. It can be difficult, but I think it is important to see what you can learn from a situation or something you can take away from it. What kind of things do you think, or pressures do you think male artists face that can kind of impact on their mental health? Sometimes I have a theory that creativity is linked to poor mental health or ill mental health. I just want to explore that.
Do you know what I think? I think maybe, especially for someone who's been doing music for a long time, let's say you've been doing music for a long time and you're not in the space that you would like to be, like, not even creatively, but just like your profile, like
where you want to be.
Yeah, like, why am I not booked for this? Why am I not even getting 1,000 views or this and that? Because I'll be honest, like, there's been times where I'm feeling like, I've been in this game for years. Why am I not, like, I've done some things in my time, and I'm not the guy to blow my own trumpet or just be quick to remind people, like, yeah man, I produced for this and that person and I've done that. But honestly, because I chat to other producers and MCs, like, that's probably one of the main things, like, especially in this grime thing, it can be, yours. Big up Skepta, one of the realest lyrics. Grime is one of the hardest ways to make an easy living. You see that there? That is a deep bar, because I chat to people and, like, they might drop something and then, you know, there might be a few retweets and this and that, and then the next week or two, whatever, it's like, it's just forgotten about. And it could be something that you was working towards for a considerable amount of time. Yeah, honestly, like, just trying to do this grime thing. Grime is hard, especially now when it's not at the forefront of, you know, the relevant genres in the UK and all of that, like, and trying to navigate through that and still doing your thing is hard. It is hard, but you just have to keep going. And be tunnel vision, honestly.
It's said that kind of nowadays songs have a very short shelf life. Something comes out and with a couple of weeks, like you said, someone's tweeted it and they've forgotten about it, but that's their latest song. It's still a new song. Do you think that could be quite, I guess, soul destroying to an artist who has put something out and wants it to have kind of longevity, but it just disappears?
Yeah, because you know what? The way we consume music now is different. So that's how it is overall. Underground, overground. Like, I've seen, like, big artists, like, they'll release, like, maybe 3 or 4 projects in a year, because the way we consume music nowadays, it's quick. Like, I've seen man release a 15-track project, and then man are like, yeah, that project was sick. When's your next drop? I'm just like, huh? Brother, I spent 2 years on this. I spent money on the mix downs and the videos and the marketing and all the above, and I don't even know what my next project is. I'm still trying to roll out the campaign for this current one. A man are trying to tell me when's my next thing. It's just the way music is consumed. Like, there's so much music nowadays across the board in so many different genres that we're just, yeah. And obviously the way we consume music now is streaming. Like, we're not physically going to the shops, and like no one has to get told like that tune that you went there to pick up. Oh, brother, I just sold my last copy 15 minutes ago. You know, like a tune comes out at 12 on a Friday, you can go and just download it now, and then the way music is consumed, you don't have that attachment to it because it's not physical. You didn't have to go and get it. Like, I remember back in the day, I needed to get on the 279 to go Tottenham High Road to go Body Music to get Chipmunk, Whatever the Weather, Volume 2. Whereas now you can just go on your phone, on your computer and get it. And you just don't have that.
You think it's less sentimental?
Yeah.
That way, I guess, if that's the right word.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. That's why people now release so much music. Like, you can have a big tune. Like, even, for example, Tion Wayne, like, Body was like number 1 for 3 weeks, and it's all number 2 now. Like, he's been doing mad stuff. He just dropped a new tune, and he didn't even need to do that. But the way music is consumed now, he can do that. Because they will just take that new tune and stream that as well. But yes, like with grime and whatever, like I've seen that people feel the need to drop the next thing because that last tune got slept on or whatever. And even myself, like I've had tunes where I thought, yeah man, it's gonna do alright, and doesn't do what I had projected it to do. So I'm like, alright, well, I'm not gonna keep just pushing this tune like that if it's not growing or got the potential or support. Gotta keep it moving. It's an odd one, honestly, the way things are now.
Do you think that some people kind of take that upon themselves and say it's a reflection of my talent as a producer rather than just the quick consumerism to do with music? Can that be quite detrimental?
It's a bit of both, because some people have loads of music and they just want to get out to the public. Yeah, some people, they're just like, all right, cool. Like, they've got one project, but they got their next project just finished already, and then they just keep releasing music, which is cool. There's nothing wrong with that. Even myself, like, I'm going to be putting out quite a few music this year. But, yeah, I don't know, man. It's an odd, I don't even know how to answer that question. It's mad. Like, the way things are now, it's different. I'm still trying to figure out myself, honestly.
Very different to kind of our teenage years, showing our age there when music came out and we were rinsed tunes for time until the next one dropped. Like walking around college with your phone around your neck, blazing out a tune, and everyone would know it. And then once that tune gets fully rinsed, then another one would come out.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm a bit of a boomer nowadays. Like, I'm 29 in July. Like, I remember, like, a man could release an album and goes for 3 years. Like, I feel like now you could only really do that if you're like at the cream of the crop. Like, if you're Kendrick Lamar or Drake or something. Whereas, like, if a man is saying to you, when's your next thing dropping, when you just dropped something, like,
it's a bit of an insult though.
Yeah. So imagine the top. It's only, it's literally, that is a privileged position now. I guess that's just how it is, and you gotta move with it or get moved out of the way, you know what I'm saying? It's mad.
Do you think, as a music producer, do you spend a lot of time in your own head? That might sound like a weird question.
In my own head, what do you mean exactly?
Kind of, you're in the creative process, so you spend a lot of time with yourself, obviously overthinking things and thinking and ruminating over things because you're either in the studio kind of by yourself or you're at home. It's just like a solo job, isn't it? Yeah.
To be honest, well, especially nowadays, I don't really make beats. I don't make beats in front of anyone. I'm just by myself in my room. I do spend time in my head, but a lot of it is just plotting and planning and deep thought. Even that's how things like drill versus grime come about, because it's like I could be in my thoughts thinking, I need to do something with my socials, man. I need to get more engagement. I need to do something. Like I need to do, like you have those moments where you just in deep thought, like, okay, what am I going to do this year that's different to the last year? Because you might be not happy with the results you got from last year, and you have to think, all right, what's next? What am I going to do to boost my thing? What am I going to do that's going to be more progressive and better my profile in comparison to the last year? That's what I'll be in my head thinking, like, all right, cool. Who have I not produced for? Who have I not worked with in a while? I like to kind of fuse different genres with grime. I might even like think, wow, so what kind of sounds and styles should I try to fuse with grime? But yeah, I'll be in my own head certain times, but more positive thoughts. It can be negative if you lot sleep on these bangers, but but yeah, more productive thoughts, you know.
Do you think it's detrimental to spend so much time on your own as a producer or an artist in studio for long hours? I've always wondered that. It depends, I guess, how you use your time, maybe. Or
Yeah. Sometimes it's good to get feedback from other people, because sometimes you might think, right, that tune that you worked all day on or whatever, yeah, man, that's a banger. And then you play it to someone, and then you can just see in their response, even not even what their words, just be like, right, you're playing your tune, and then they're just talking over it. I hate that. Or man on their phone, I'm thinking he's not listening. Like, I've been in sessions and I've played beats and like, man, are having a full-blown conversation over my rhythm. I'm like,
wow.
bro, what? This is not like one of them beds run right now. Like we're talking, like, you know what I'm saying?
Talking over it, yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But when you've got a banger that you might not know is the banger, because that's the one that you spent 15 minutes on. Yeah, that's all right, but nah, this one's got this breakdown. That 15-minute simple tune, no 15-minute tune. That tune they spent 15 minutes on, that's simple, that's got less going on. That might be the one that makes everyone just shut up and be like, ooh, I jack that.
Yeah.
So it's good to get outside opinions, but it depends on how your work ethic is. Like me, I don't like too much people in the studio, because I find they start having side conversations and get more into it, and I'm trying to create. But some people, they might feed off the energy of multiple people in the studio. Like some people like having like a party in the studio or whatever. That's not really my vibe.
The drinks are flowing, everyone's smoking, having a good time.
Yeah.
I can't imagine being that producer in the middle of that, in the midst.
Yeah, that's mad. Maybe as an MC and you want to talk about partying and girls and you got loads of piff and drink and buff girls around, maybe that could help writing those lyrics. But when I'm trying to find that snare and the man are having a conversation about Brexit, nah, bruv, man, if I dip, man, I can't deal with that. That's not my environment for my sessions.
So you're more of a kind of solo rider when it comes to producing? Yeah.
More time, especially nowadays. Like in the old mode, backroom studio, like I might have a brethren or two, but even then, like, because there was different DJs and MCs or whatever passing through. When they might be passing through the show, maybe putting their bag in the back room or just chilling. When there was too much people, I didn't like it. I couldn't focus because when like it might be in the beat, yeah, where it's just a kick and a hi-hat and something, so there's not that much going on. And when I'm trying to go through the snare and this and that, and I got man yelling in the back of my ear, I was thinking, nah, bro, I need to shut up, man. So yeah,
makes sense.
If I'm in the studio with people, more time, the beat is done already, and
Okay.
I'm with the artist, or maybe there's a couple artists. But generally, now my studio is not. My studio sessions are not like parties. And that. Nah.
How do you think we can keep the conversation going about mental health within the music scene? Not
Well,
just
shows like this, pick up L. You get me?
Thank you.
Yeah. I think just address the elephant in the room. You know, don't pretend that it's not there. Transparency. Obviously, this is the thing. People's mental health could be derived from different things. They might even have issues in their head, schizophrenia or whatever, or real life dark situations that they don't feel comfortable telling the world or certain people, you know what I mean? But honestly, I feel like music nowadays doesn't reflect where we are mentally. Maybe some people, especially in grime, maybe people like Manga, or some people might touch on it, but it's like, I feel like in grime, especially in grime, like mental health is not necessarily something spoken about. Sometimes man are just spitting about a spitting, or man's flows hard, your flow shit, whatever. It's like, if you want mental health in music to be something that's spoken about, the mental health needs to be discussed more in the music, because there's people with bad mental health that I know they got bad mental health from my interactions, but like in their music they're not touching on it in the slightest. That's where I feel like people need to be more transparent in their music. Talk about what's going on in your life. Like, I don't want to listen to a whole project and I haven't learned nothing from you or anything about you or what's going on. Yeah, man, we need more music that's deeper, man. Like, I don't know, man. Like, we've been locked up in our yards for time, and man are going studio and man are not talking about it. I do get though, because I've heard any of these people talk, like they find it hard to talk about what's going on because they're just cooped up in their yard or to be inspired, so they might talk about their old life. But then I just feel like as a consumer of the music, it can be harder to relate. Like if someone was to make a tune and talking about all these different issues that we all have gone through, I feel like it'd be so relatable. But I don't know, not many people are really doing that.
Can you imagine if someone came through with a lockdown tune and they talked about how they'd suffered, like, I don't know, with anxiety and kind of loneliness throughout the lockdown, and they found it hard to motivate themselves? How many people could relate to something like that? Yeah,
honestly, because like even like randomly the other day I was listening to a Chipmunk tune. I think it was 0420. It was his tribute to Black Ripper. He had a bar. He said I could do with a hug right now, but it's Corona times. That bar,
that's deep
because that hit me, because even like I lost my great aunt this last year, and it was right in the middle of the lockdown. Like even the funeral, you can have too much people, and it felt weird because it's like, like I couldn't just go and buck family with this and that, and it's like, I felt like that. I could do with some company or just a hug from someone that knows what I'm going through, or we are going through it, but it's like social distancing. You can't. Yeah. So you might see glimpses of what is going on in the music, but it's touched on in little ways, man. It's not, man. But I don't know. We'll see what music people are coming out with now, because I know people have been scared to release music during this time because they want things to be fully open so they can reap the benefits of the time of recording the music, so they can tour and do the things that they know to do during the promotional campaign or whatever of releasing new music. So we'll see.
Do you think it's a kind of follow my lead type thing, or do you think it's everyone's responsibility to kind of make these changes so we can all feel comfortable about how we're feeling, talking to people about how we're feeling within this music scene? Obviously, I've picked music scene because this is the scene that I work in. I personally, as myself, you probably know, I just feel like it needs to be talked about in the scene, and I'm just starting in my little corner of the earth, and then we'll branch out afterwards.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of both, because generally, well, it's more than music. I feel like a lot of people just monkey see, monkey do. Let alone music, where like, rah, he's gonna jump on that genre, he's gonna do that flow, he's gonna try to do that. Yeah, I'm gonna do the same. Like, but I know enough man, they're going through things that's making them tapped, but they just want to do party songs, which is cool. Party songs is good because that is a form of escapism. But it's like, the party's done now and you're home, and that issue that you're dealing with is still there. So maybe it's not in the music because man are not even addressing the elephant in the room themselves, and they're making escapism music, but they're doing that for other people to escape from their stuff, and they're doing it for themselves. They don't want to talk about, rah, my man just got 30 years and rah, I just lost so and so I'm going to talk about some, I don't know, make some dance song of a drill beat or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's definitely a bit of both.
Is that your next project?
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Oh, J Beatz, you have been amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for speaking to me.
All good.
Last word from you. Where can we find you, and what have we got coming up from you?
I'm on Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud, not really much SoundCloud, Mixcloud, J Beatz Music, and that is spelled with a Z. I'm on TikTok now. J Beatz Music 92. I'm on YouTube. But yeah, weekly drill versus grime remixes. I'll drop them every Wednesday 6 p.m. So go on my socials. I have a new single with Jams, which you lot would have heard earlier, called Man With A Plan. I'm just sorting out the video to that now. Hopefully having that release next month. But yeah, that, and I've got an instrumental EP which I'm just finalizing the mix and masters and whatever. So yeah, new music coming soon as always. Top Technique featuring Nico, Lindsay, Darko Strife and Mark, of course, is out right now. More tunes on people's projects. I'm on Wiley's album.
Sick.
Yeah, I think that's dropping in June. Yeah, more music. Follow me on the socials at J Beatz Music on all the socials, and I will be letting my followers know, and you'll hear it on the Mode London airways. I'm sure Elle will be supporting the new music.
100%.
So yeah, man, follow me, and yeah, man, I'll let you know when the new slaps are dropping.
Thank you so much.
Good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for listening today. I hope you enjoyed my show. It's been the Elle Show. I've been Elle Formosa. I will see you in 2 weeks' time.
Bow.
Mo